I mean, my dad worked night shift in the shipyards. That was kind of how I remembered. He was always on night shift. He was a crane driver. And I'd see him, and it was really good quality time. Like, my dad, I love him to bits. Like, whenever he was home, he was home. He didn't have a life outside the home, as in he didn't really see mates, he didn't go out drinking, didn't any of that. When he was home, he was home. And I knew that I could go and sit with him and get a cuddle, and we'd do daft things like making up songs and stuff, and I had that from him. But my mother, on the other hand, it's a bit harder. She was quite detached, and I relied on my nan for the maternal side of things.
Okay.
I was bullied from a pretty young age in school. Struggled with social interaction. Never understand that it should have probably been an Asperger's diagnosis I got, not depression. But because my mum would take me to speech and language, they ruled it out. And,
so were you kind of a shy kid, or were you just sort of into different things than other kids?
Yeah, I doubted myself, and that's very much the ADHD side of it. And I was struggling to get into things, and I was quite good at football, I'd say. But then I wasn't as good as the other kids. And that's all we really did in Aberdeen was play football. And it's like
and what's that feeling like when you think, oh, I'm good at this, but I'm not as good as everybody else? What's that feeling like if you go on? It's more like a rejection, and it's like, I'm not good at this as well.
It's like I played for a football team for, I think it was like 3 years, and I'd been on the pitch twice. I'd been a sub every game. And I think it's like, that was hard. I felt the rejection of it, that the fact that I wasn't able to go on the field, and I was basically just playing about in the pitch next to it for the whole time. It was 2 years I played for that team.
It's almost like worse than not playing at all, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I'd rather they said I wasn't on the team. Yeah. And eventually they did say that because I'd started having outbursts and stuff, and I'd started being more aggressive about the fact that I wasn't going to play. And I was visibly getting annoyed. And so it became that they cancelled my contract, because we had a mini contract, and then they cancelled it. And I remember crying my eyes out. I remember it, and I think it's my mum had done the usual thing of boys don't cry, and that, so I'd hidden myself away. And my dad came and sat down with us and that, and he went off and he was kicking off on the phone with the manager and stuff, and there's obviously nothing he could do about it.
But your dad was there to support you, so
yeah, it was, and I think it was good that. But then I think we weren't the family who used to say, "We love you," or "I love you" on the phone, and or we'd give each other a hug and that, saying bye and stuff, but we'd never say "I love you." And it wasn't till my mother died that we'd started saying it. And so I'd started saying it to my dad, and it's really uncomfortable to start with, and my sister as well, and really uncomfortable, because my sister's younger than me as well. And I think it was really uncomfortable. And I think, but now it's it's a second thing now. I say to my dad all the time, I love him. Although when I'm struggling, I do disconnect from him. As in, I'll isolate myself, I'll not ring him, because I know he'll know. And he's up in Aberdeen still. And he's retired now, bless him, and he gets himself climbing up the hills and everything, and off all over the place. But I know he's good. I know he's good. But he rung us the other day because his gearbox had gone in his car. And nothing, it's the first time he's had to deal with something like that, because he's worked in oil for the remainder of his life. So he's used to having a steady income, and now he's retired, he's going, the fuck do I do? And I was like, Dad, there's nothing I can do from here. I was like, you have to go and see one of your mates who's got a garage, see if there's out what he can do. And then it turns out my sister knows someone, and so she's sorting out for him and that. And so I think it's I'm detached a little bit, I think, from that. And I think it's hard. I think my mum, we never had a relationship where she was loving towards me. It was very much she was in front of people, but then there was a darker side to it where I was in the house with her by myself, and
behind closed doors is different. Showing having a front when you're outside.
She'd dump me at my grandparents' house or dump me at my nan's house, and after school I'd go to my nan's house instead of coming home, and she didn't work. And for me, I didn't really understand it back then, but then now I do. It's because she didn't want to deal with me. And I stole my first car when I was 12, and that was very much me trying to fit in.
Okay.
And that was with my bullies.
Wrong crowd.
Yeah, wrong crowd. Lads who had been to primary school with and stuff, and they were friends at primary school, but they turned into my bullies. And I was trying to fit in, and we'd gone and tried to rob a car, and I remember it was a good decision, as in I got caught. And because I was sat there focused looking at the bloke's CD tape collection, in the passenger seat because my mate said he could order a car, he couldn't. And I was going through this tape collection and that, but then I'd stolen my dad's tools from his shed. And I didn't know the importance of these tools to him at that point. If I'd known that then, I would not have touched them. But he'd gotten him from his stepdad, from his, it was a family friend anyway, but he considered him like a dad to him essentially. And it was these carpentry tools in like an old school, like drill and stuff like that, hand crank drill and stuff. And so I'd stolen them out of the shed and obviously been taken by the police and he wasn't getting them back. And that was the first time I'd disappointed him. It was definitely a conversation in the car after he got me from the cells the day after, because he left me in the cells at night as well, at 12, and then like getting all the stuff done, like getting your fingerprints done and that, and like getting, like taking your laces out your trainers and out your joggers and that, and the joggers I begged to get, and that, and like, and I think it was like and I was the only one that was caught, and then because they put two and two together, that it was my group of friends that I normally hang around with, and one of them grassed on the rest. They thought it was me that grassed, and it became another reason why I was bullied. And I think it's I think for me, but then it saved me because a lot of those people have been to prison now, and or they're involved with drugs, and like they're not having the greatest of lives. And I think if I'd stayed in that crowd, there's a part of me thinks I'd definitely be locked up by now. I would have had at least a instant in jail.